We feel
budget.
safer because we're an island far away from enemies.
Yeah, and because the Americans have always looked after us.
Now that they're unreliable, what's our long-term strategy on defence?
Well, we don't have one. The Albanese government has revealed that it doesn't take defence seriously. It's not willing to spend another dollar on it, although Albanese said to me in an interview at the last election that he would be spending more than 2% of GDP. They've embraced this hugely expensive project of nuclear submarines and yet not increased defence spending by anything more than an infinitesimal amount. Now, what they've done is try to convince the Australian people that they've got it all under control. It shows me they don't take defence seriously. They don't believe the strategic environment is truly dangerous. And Richard Marles is completely impotent as a Defence Minister.
And what's Andrew Hastie telling you? What's the coalition going to do? How much more spending will they put in their budget?
Well, I made a challenge to Peter Dutton in a column on Monday saying unless he commits at least to 2.5% of GDP within the next parliamentary term, not in some never future, then he's just as bad as Labor. Because the coalition also had a very bad record over 10 years. They took spending on defence from 1.56% of GDP when they came into office to just on 2%. It took them 10 years to get there, and they wasted billions of dollars on the French subs that they cancelled. So we have a bipartisan failure here. And what we're used to doing is creating tiny niche forces which we can slot into American task groups in the Middle East or wherever they may be operating. Well, that doesn't work anymore. Trump has made it clear allies have to look after themselves to a large extent. So Britain has just gone up to 2.5% of GDP. Germany has revolutionised its national debt rules so that it can fund defence. And they're surrounded by allies, and they're much bigger economies than we are. Here we are sitting alone with a massively menacing China, militarising. Our forces are so decrepit we need virgin pilots to tell us when the Chinese are engaging live fire exercises in the Tasman Sea. And the government is doing nothing, and the opposition hasn't really campaigned. You haven't seen Dutton and Hastie out together saying, we need, missiles, we need drones, we need joint strike fighters.